Genesis 41 to 45 tells one of the most powerful stories in the Bible, how Joseph went from a forgotten prisoner to second in command of Egypt, and how he forgave the brothers who betrayed him. It's a story of providence, purpose, and mercy. Pharaoh has troubling dreams no one can explain. That's when the chief butler remembers Joseph. "I do remember my faults this day." Genesis 41:9. Joseph is brought from prison to stand before Pharaoh. "It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace." Genesis 41:16. Pharaoh dreamed of 7 fat cows eaten by 7 thin ones, and 7 full ears of grain swallowed by 7 thin ones. Joseph explains, "There will be 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine." He advises Pharaoh to prepare. Pharaoh is amazed and appoints Joseph as ruler over all Egypt. "Only in the throne will I be greater than thou." Genesis 41:40. Joseph is 30 years old. He marries and has 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. The famine strikes hard. Back in Canaan, Jacob sends his sons to buy grain in Egypt, all except Benjamin. They bow before Joseph, not knowing who he is. Joseph recognizes them but keeps his identity hidden. "Ye are spies." Genesis 42:9. He tests them, accuses them, and demands they bring Benjamin. He imprisons Simeon as a guarantee and sends the rest home with grain, and secretly returns their money. The brothers are troubled, but Jacob refuses to send Benjamin. The famine worsens and the grain runs out. Judah promises to protect Benjamin. "I will be surety for him." Genesis 43:9. They return to Egypt with Benjamin. Joseph prepares a meal and treats them kindly, but they are still unaware. Joseph is holding back his emotions. "And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin." Genesis 43:29. Moved with compassion, he leaves the room to weep. Joseph sends them home with grain, but secretly hides his silver cup in Benjamin's sack. After they leave, Joseph sends guards to accuse them of theft. The cup is found with Benjamin. The brothers return in grief. Judah steps forward and offers to take Benjamin's place. "Now therefore I pray thee, let thy servant abide instead of the lad." Genesis 44:33. Judah, who once suggested selling Joseph, is now willing to sacrifice himself. This is the turning point. Joseph can no longer hold it in. "I am Joseph, doth my father yet live?" Genesis 45:3. His brothers are speechless, terrified. But Joseph speaks kindly. "Be not grieved, for God did send me before you to preserve life." Genesis 45:5. He sees God's purpose in their betrayal. He hugs Benjamin, weeps with them, and tells them to bring their father. Pharaoh offers to care for Joseph's family in Egypt. Genesis 41:45 shows how God can turn suffering into salvation. Joseph went from pit to palace, not by chance, but by divine design. And when given the power to punish, he chose to forgive. This is a story of faith, providence, and reconciliation, and it prepares the way for the future of Israel in Egypt.